Good evening, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good night, everyone, and God bless you. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Let's get into the news this late Sunday night. In the midterms are not looking very well for the Democrat Party, and they know it. They know it because they're abandoning swing states left and right, because they have to focus on some of these strongholds they thought were safe, are no longer safe. They're having to pull their money from some of these swing states, some of these races, where they thought they would be able to challenge, and they are clearly finding now that the American people have said no, we are done with your terrible policies which have helped destroy this nation, and accelerated in the robbery of this nation of the citizens of this country. And we are no longer going to participate in your schemes. And this is what's happening here in the state of Florida, where National Democrats have abandoned Charlie Crist and Val Demings. And their races against Marco Rubio. And of course, Ron DeSantis here in the state of Florida, they have abandoned them because they know it's going to be a disaster for them. So let's dive into it. It says it's over. Democrats pull out a swing state Florida, it's going to be ugly. Florida has not sold its soul to the devil, the sunshine sea hates has free and fair elections. The Democrat fraud in the state that is still very real cannot top the Republican vote in the state. Florida, like Iowa and Ohio, was once a swing state. Today all three bellwether states are reliable Republican strongholds. Democrats are not able to use their influence in these important states. On Thursday, Politico broke the news that Democrats are pulling out of Florida. The state is lost, they will put their money elsewhere. Here's Politico says national organizations and donors have all been abandoned their candidates, setting off fears that Florida is no longer viewed as competitive. That would have dire implications for the next presidential election. Florida Democrats are bracing for a very bad night on November 8. Less than 2 weeks before the election, Democrats are signaling that key races are slipping away from them. They point to animus signs and miss opportunities, including the party's message on abortion rights and gun control that isn't resonating, and a lack of coordination between the campaigns of Val Demings, who is vying to unseat Marco Rubio, and Charlie Crist, who is challenging Governor Ron DeSantis. More worrisome for Democrats, national organizations and donors have all but abandoned their candidates, setting off fears that Florida is no longer viewed as competitive. This would have dire implications on the next presidential election, and they are panicking, my friends. They are panicking because across the country you are seeing these races that weren't supposed to be competitive are now competitive. You look over in New York, for example, Lee Zeldin has closed that gap. You look at Michigan, Tudor Dixon has closed that gap. Heck, even Oregon is a competitive race now. They are fearful of what's coming. They are going to see massive losses at state levels, and of course at the federal levels, and that's because of you. You guys need to continue to keep up the pressure. Go out there and vote on election day. Take your friends, take your family and go vote on election day. Vote, don't forget, don't put it off. Do it if first thing in the morning, if you're able to go straight to your polling place and go vote. And this is some big news. The purge has begun today as a day of beautiful, blissful celebration, as Elon Musk has officially taken over as the boss at Twitter, as he refers to it as Chief Twit. And just like when a president takes over after Inauguration Day, he signs a bunch of executive orders. Elon Musk comes in with executive sweeping action and immediately gets rid of Twitter's top censors, the architects of online Twitter censorship, Parag Agrawal and Vijaya Gadde. It's already started, folks. The Twitter purge has begun, and no authoritarian leftist censorious creep is likely to have employment over the next couple of weeks. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. We got to talk about it, but this video isn't going to be totally serious. We're also going to have some fun. We're going to look at all the memes, some absolutely hilarious stuff. We have got some glorious stuff to get into. Alright, folks. So this is the headline that we have been eagerly anticipating over the last little while. Elon Musk wipes the slate clean with takeover of Twitter. The Jaya Gadde served as the company's top legal and policy executive, and made herself known in an infamous interview with Joe Rogan in which she justified censoring users on the platform for, quote, misgendering trans people. A new chapter for Twitter has begun with Elon Musk take over the company. The new CEO has been cleaning house just minutes after he completed his acquisition of Twitter. Musk immediately fired the company's former chief executive officer Parag Agrawal, chief financial officer Ned Siegel, and general counsel Sean Ed Gettin, the woman responsible for Donald Trump's ban and the suppression of the New York Post's reporting on Hunter Biden, Vijaya Gadde, Just like that, Elon Musk walks in and every single top executive is gone. And there is no defense for any of these individuals. A platform that prides itself on free speech, it employs an executive censor whose job it is to kick people off the platform who don't fall in line with the leftist narrative. It shouldn't even be a question. You'll fire chief financial, the finance executive at Twitter who's led the company into losing $1 billion in a single year in 2020. And then $221 million in 2021. Get fired. And Parag Agrawal, who at this point is the face of it all. You fired Elon Musk wasn't kidding. He wasn't playing games. He said he was going to do it. And then he did it. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, at this point, the guy should get involved in politics. World of Politics can use more politicians who say they're gonna do something and then actually do it. It's a breath of fresh air. And now all that's left is the Twitter purge. There's a bunch of reporting that Elon Musk is bringing some of the top software developers from Tesla, bringing them into Twitter for a short period of time to get the engine running again. And what that most likely means is that they're about to set a standard that Twitter, and if you don't meet it, well then very simply, you're fired. And boy, are a lot of people going to be searching for new employment very, very soon. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but it's relevant and we got to play it. There's this kind of Twitter employee, or frankly, just big tech employee, as you guys can see from this viral video that's circulating around. What you guys just saw over there, that is not justifiable in a company that's losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and Elon Musk clearly knows that. He clearly understands, and you know who else understands useless ideological leftist Twitter employees themselves. Here are a couple of photos that went viral on the internet, which will show you exactly what I mean. What do you notice about this picture? Or what do you notice about this picture? Yeah, you can tell, and they can tell that they're probably next on the chopping block. Well, that's what you get for being a political ideologues at your job. That's what you get for being an anti-free speech authoritarian left, as the new free speech mandate at Twitter has begun. And folks, it's a celebration, and people are celebrating in possibly the best way the power of memes. Some of these memes are absolutely incredible. A lot of them I got from Grand Old Memes on Twitter. You guys should definitely take a look at Grand Old Memes on Twitter and definitely follow him, but just take a look at these hilarious memes that have surfaced by Crying Dare You. Job done. Incredible, incredible stuff, folks. It's nothing but good news. These days free speech is back on Twitter. It's crazy to even think about. I mean, honestly, I feel like at this point, we've become desensitized to just left-wing propaganda being shoved in front of our face 24/7. But it's really going to be something incredible to log on Twitter, and to not see these bogus left-wing hashtags over and over artificially trending, or these fake news, mainstream media hit pieces being promoted on the trending tab artificially over and over again. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see all the faces return. I mean, who knows, Alex Jones might be back, Donald Trump is definitely going to be back. And overall, it's going to be a good thing. I mean, I know the left is screeching and crying. Oh, no, there's going to be voices that I disagree with allowed back into my safe space. The horror, our democracy, they're gonna go on and on and on. But of course, it's a good thing. People should have the right to speak. We're all adults. And it's only fair to have this take across the board. You know, most recently Ethan Klein got suspended on YT. And again, I didn't support that decision. That I support what he said? No, I thought what he said was absolutely disgusting. But I don't think that we should be censoring people, deleting people, and going after people's jobs and livelihoods for opinions or jokes. We're all adults. We can condemn Ethan Klein collectively, without needing unelected technocrats censoring discussion spaces for us. Let the marketplace of ideas and discussion work itself out naturally. I don't want anyone to be censored unless they are directly breaking a law. And that can be proven in a court of law, whether that's left, right, center, whatever it is, whoever you are, whatever identity group, religious group, whatever, or whoever you are, you should have the right to speak and hold an opinion without threat of having your online existence deleted. And hopefully this Elon Musk purchase of Twitter, and this Twitter purge is the first step towards that direction. I really, really hope so, because frankly, after what we've endured over the last however many years, it is long overdue as time for the pendulum to swing and for us to move back towards the most important tenet of Western civilization, the right to free speech and freedom of expression. That is what made Western civilization so great. And the idea that we should move away from it very simply, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We don't need Parag Agarwal and Vijayna Gowdy and Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg or Susan Wojcicki, or any of these unelected technocratic oligarchs to be telling us what we can and can't say. The First Amendment exists for a reason, and Lord knows Twitter is going to be an absolutely beautiful place moving forward. I'm just on the edge of my seat waiting for Donald Trump's account to be finally reinstated. Going back to what I was talking about before, some things just aren't adding up. Okay, President Trump has gone big. As always, go big or go home. He's going big on MAGA Inc. Donald Trump is stepping up to support MAGA Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. According to FEC filings, Trump's Save America PAC gave $20 million to MAGA Inc., which supports Trump's candidates. The money is going to buy ads in Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. They've already raised $32 million, despite filing its article of organization just 1 month ago. And now they're giving out that money in these final weeks before the midterms to help them win. Former President Trump's Super PAC donated $20 million this month to another PAC responsible for supporting Trump-endorsed candidates. Trump's PAC, which is of course Save America, donated $20 million to Make America Great Again, according to FEC filings released 2 days ago. Wow. Meanwhile, Mitch McConnell is out there backing rhinos running against these mega Republicans. Politics in 2022 sure is a strange thing, isn't it? Alright. We've been talking about the Chinese connection. Oh, here you go. More proof of that. Barbara Hamlet, a staffer for Democrat Representative Don Bayer, was fired after it was discovered that she was working on behalf of Chinese of the Chinese embassy in Washington. She allegedly reached out to several congressional staffers and tried to arrange meetings between them and officials at the Chinese embassy. She was trying to hook up Chinese spies with officials from other congressional offices. Tim Shea was convicted yesterday in another kangaroo court in New York City, which, by the way, was benched by an Obama judge. Now it's likely that Shea is going to appeal because the DOJ withheld information that would have exonerated Shea in the case. See, this is where, like I said this morning, the deep state has an in for us. And they are more and more bold because there are no consequences. A businessman was convicted Friday of charges that he and others siphoned hundreds of thousands of dollars from an online fundraiser to build a wall along the U.S. southern border, despite your promise to donors that every cent will go towards building the wall. And well, we've reported how they hold Republicans to a different standard when it comes to truth in advertising. But that's what we have. We have Tim Shea convicted by Obama gag in the New York City kangaroo court, which should have not been in New York City because he dared do what the left his government was fighting President Trump on. Alright folks, that's the update. Have a great weekend. We will.